What up, tubers? Welcome back to another draft here on Magic Online. This time, got a vintage cube draft. So they have this really cool event leading up to Magic Fest Vegas, where you can actually play in a live cube draft, where you can keep all the cards. It is kind of insane. There are like multiple qualifying events. You have to go 3-0 in one of these feeder leagues to get a token to enter a 64-player draft, where if you win that 64-player draft, you enter another draft. It's a little bit convoluted. In any case, let's just assume this is a regular vintage cube draft. What are we taking? Pick one, pack one here. We have One Ring, Grizzlebrand, Thoughtseize. Not the best open. I think I'm going to lead on the Grizzlebrand, as I think Reanimator, if it's available, is one of the best strategies. It does suck passing the Thoughtseize, but Grizzlebrand is also just one of the best creatures for a bunch of different strategies. So let's take that here. We're getting past a Library of Alexandria, a Yawgmoth's Will. Not too much otherwise. There are a bunch of newer cards in this cube. I haven't done this version of the vintage cube myself all that much, so still a bit of a learning curve for me as well. But for the most part, vintage cube is vintage cube, so still a lot of the classic old strategies, a lot of the classic old cards. But yeah, going back to the event, again, it's going to be super hard to qualify for. Only 8 people get to qualify, but if you do get to the finish, you get to Rochester draft a full paper vintage cube, and you keep the cards that you draft. So, like, if you make the event and you get to pick first, and there's a Lotus or something, Black Lotus, you get to take it, you get to keep it. So, kind of insane. What is this pack 3? Man, kind of a full-on drop-off. We could just take Jace to go with the Grizzlebrand if I wanted to, like, full-on reanimate theme right off the bat. I don't think that's crazy. Honestly, this pack is pretty weak. There's a natural order here, but green is very... the big green decks are like the decks that I like natural order in are kind of hit or miss. Like they're one-dimensional. Sometimes you draw too much ramp. Sometimes you draw too much fix or top end. I'll just take the Jace. Spell Pierce is always solid. I'm a big fan of Talismans. Portal type Phyrexia is very good. I think this is a league, though. You don't play people in your pod. Can't really go wrong with Spell Pierce. Cheap interaction in Vintage Cube is great. Headliner Scarlet. 4 mana, 3/3 haste. When it enters, creatures target player controls can't block. And then it gets... Okay, so that's a nice red aggressive card. We're just going to take the Polluted Delta, though. If this is pick one, pack one, we just slam the Delta anyways. This is easily the best card in the pack. Very nice. Okay, now maybe start considering taking some green stuff. There's a Primeval Titan here, pick 6. There's a Nissa here. Bone Crusher's good if you're playing red. Not really much for the... Oh, I guess that's not true. Souls of the Lost is actually good in the Reanimator deck, isn't it? As an additional cost, you can either sacrifice a permanent or discard a card. Yeah, maybe I just full-on force it. Not much going on here. There's like a Virtue of Persistence. That's maybe a sideboard card. Valakut is a really weird card for the Vintage Cube. I mean, I think they have Scapeshift in here as well, but I guess this works with the Dryad of the Elysian Grove and stuff. Doesn't seem like a strategy you want to go for. Shredder's also great for Reanimator. Okay. This is the big Bloodbraid Elf that you can escape from your graveyard. It's kind of neat. All right, here's our wheel pack. We got the Passage. Obviously, the Thoughtseize no longer there. That's not a big surprise. Dig Through Time or Soul Guide Lantern. I guess Dig Through Time can be quite good in a Reanimator deck, too. You usually fill your graveyard pretty quickly. No, this is a good start. Seiju potentially. Yeah. I mean, we got one of the best targets for Reanimate. I would say that Atraxa's maybe a little bit better nowadays than Grizzlebrand is. But Grizzlebrand's still very good, and at least Grizzlebrand you can sometimes cast right in your decks. So, notably, I did not see a single piece of Reanimator, or at least I don't recall seeing a single piece of Reanimation. There are other ways to cheat in the fatties, though, although I think there was, if I recall correctly, an Oath of Druids in my opening pack that didn't come back around, so somebody else could be trying to do a big creature theme, which isn't a huge problem for us, as at the very least, then they might not be taking like the reanimate effects. They might be going for that other cheat effect. This is a draw 7 that there is a chance we would want to play. Don't think I'll be playing a Madness card, but you never know. Baubles, another Madness card. It's actually really cute. There is some like dredge-ish strategy in the format. I think there's like Hogak and stuff. I've never seen it. Again, haven't drafted this particular vintage cube all that much, but those cards are available, so kind of interesting. All right, pretty easy pickup here for our pack 2. Again, sad we are not seeing like the true power cards, but Sneak Attack is a great backup to getting one of our fatties online. Really good with Grizzlebrand, as Grizzlebrand, after you've snuck it in, you can draw fresh cards and maybe hit another creature to poop out. We're losing a Chrome Mox, Tundra, Preordain, Ancient Tomb, Relic. I don't think I can afford to pass the Sneak Attack here. Again, these events are going to be highly contested, and out of everybody playing in these, only 8 are going to make that final event. So very, very hard for sure. There's a Ragavan here we could probably end up taking if we wanted to. You know, I could be more sneak and show style deck for sure. Or we could be like Grixis Cheaties. You know, again, I haven't seen a single reanimate effect. I don't remember what this does. 3 mana Goyf, Death Touch Lifelink. Deals combat damage to a player. You may mill that many cards. If you do, you may put a creature from into your hand, not the battlefield. Never mind. World Spine Worm is put into a graveyard from anywhere. Shuffle it into its owner's library. So this works with instant speed reanimate. It's not a replacement effect. It's also pretty damn good with sneak attack, but there's no reason to take it now. That should come back around. Yeah, this feels like an easy Ragavan to me. There's a Grief here. Any fixing for our colors? No. Well, I mean, I guess I only have a couple of black cards right now since, like I said, we might be considering going into more of a sneak attack style deck. So it's possible that I'm supposed to take the Rogrin Triome. That's a blue-red fetchable land with Delta. Yeah, I think that's going to be a little bit better. There's Kolagon's Command. Luris. Relic of Sauron. Add 2 mana in any combination of blue, black, and red. That's not bad. And it has a loot effect. It's just a little bit slow of a card. Luris here as well. Actually, we don't have a bad Luris start if we just wanted to cut the top end. Go something like a value Grixis Luris. I think I'd like taking the command here maybe and trying to wield a relic. Maybe I just take the relic. Upheaval. Oh, there's a very nice set of choices. Ulamog, Fable, Fire Covenant's actually pretty insane. Upheaval, Expressive. Bitter Reunion is another way to discard and can give them haste later on. Prism and Snuff Out. Really good pack. Feels like Fable's a little bit too good. Unholy Heat. Seems fine. Did they cut the Kiki Jiki combo out of the cube? They might have actually cut the Kiki Jiki combo. Oracle. We did pass Brain Freeze. I could take Oracle and try to wheel the freeze. Top's not bad. Shieldbreaker is honestly pretty good. Valky / Tybalt's fine. I think I like taking the top here since we're still looking to be a little bit more combo-ish. I think Petal over Pyromancer is also good in a deck like this. Carnosaur, Shark, Firebolt. I would say these are more filler than anything, but Carnosaur's, I guess, pretty good with sneak attack and whatnot. Another fine reanimate hit as well if it comes down to it. Alright, well, the reanimator theme is kind of out the window. So blue-red annoying cards with sneak as a backup, possibly. I think with these events, while it is a league and you can play all 3 matches, I think the only prize is for going 3-0. Let me double check that. View prizes. Yeah. Take the first step toward drafting a live version of the Vintage Cube, Power 9, and much, much more. 4 keeps at MagicCon Las Vegas. Draft and build a 40-card Phantom deck. 3 match wins, no losses. Yeah. Ooh, nice Days, actually. I was going to take Inti, which is also great, but Days for some more cheap, annoying interaction. Yeah, Robber can be good here. So, honestly, it might even be correct to just drop immediately if you lose the first round, as you're solely trying to go 3-0 in these feeder events. Why is Ghostfire Slice in this cube, I wonder? I guess it's just another mono red card. Trinket Mage has a bunch of hits for us. Fire Covenant, Bitter Union, Snuff Out. Can't really play Snuff Out since we're not planning on playing black anymore. Save for possibly the Grizzlebrand off of Sneak. I don't think we would run Trinket Mage in this deck, even though we have 3 targets right now. Shieldbreaker on the wheel's great. Good, okay. Kind of looks like we're almost playing like a Delver deck. No power again. Man, how unlucky can you be? Suppose Volcanic Island will have to do here. Untapped red-blue source that we can fetch. Other good cards. Warp, good but slow. Lapse is great. Collapse is fine. Ugh. Hey, okay, wow. We got past a Sapphire and a Hull Breacher. So whoever passing to us clearly opened another piece of power. Like, even if they were mono white, it would be hard to pass Sapphire, you know? So have to imagine, not that it has any relevance on what we take here. Have to imagine that they got Time Walk, Ancestral, or one of the other pieces of power. Sucks to lose Hull Breacher because this card is stupid, but clearly I can't pass a Mock Sapphire here. So I need some more card selection, and I probably could use one more big fatty that has some good ability. It's going to be hard for me to pass Force of Will. It's another card that's really, really nice. Though I don't have that many blue cards right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a Steam Vents, a Treasure Cruise, a True Name Nemesis is really good too. This is one of those cards that's just standalone good though. It doesn't really do anything otherwise. Like I almost feel like Steam Vents is a better choice here than the True Name is. And then I guess we're gonna hope to wield the Dragon Rage Channeler. Actually, that being said, maybe it is True Name Nemesis. The more I look at this deck, it's very possible we're just going to end up like cutting the sneak attack passage and going red-blue. Thari is quite good and would be a considerable splash if I don't want to just take the Snapcaster Mage here. Snapcaster has a couple of good hits, but it's not like crazy good. Oh, I guess now getting that Sapphire Trinket Mage is a maybe. I feel like Othari wins more games. Ah, this deck is not turning out how we want it to. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. What pick is this? This is pick 6. I would need to get like 2 more big creatures for me to want the show and tell. The Time Spiral, if I had taken the Hull Breacher, would be fine. We also passed Narset, notably. I guess this Relic of Sauron's looking pretty bad. Ugh. God, I want the Time Spiral, but it just doesn't make sense in our deck. Like, I think Magda is sadly the choice here. Chain Lightning. Why is Pyro Surfer in this cube? It's interesting. Manamorphose. It's a fairy. Squee is kind of cute with all of our discard effects. The Jace, the Shredder, the Fable, the Bitter Reunion. Alright, Mind Collapse Wield. Yeah, probably want to take that. Harsh Mentor. Oh, there's another sneak attack target. Kind of glossed over that the first time. Alright. That'll work. No, it still feels like the sneak attack plan is a cut, isn't it? I just don't have enough card selection to get there. So yeah, I think we're just going like red-blue. It almost looks like a legacy-ish type of deck. Not as many counters as I would want, not as much burn as I would want, but it does have a decent number of both. Okay. Thought Scour probably playable here. Helps our Dragon Rage Channeler, helps our Snapcaster Mage, helps our Jace. 16 lands should be very, very runnable. I don't think I'm going to end up running that Trinket Mage. Or hell, we probably want to try to get in like our Manamorphose too, just as like a free spell, right? Free spell to trigger Shredder, Jace, Dragon Rage Channeler, that type of thing. Like Carnosaur doesn't feel correct here. This Bitter Reunion also looking pretty sus. Yeah, this can win. Just cheap, annoying creatures with some interaction. We have Spell Pierce, we have Daze, we have Snapcaster, we have Tishana's, we have Force of Will, we have some Burn. So this isn't like a classically good, vintage cube deck, but I think it's totally serviceable. Just thinking if I want to get that Carnosaur back in then, since we're cutting the bidder, probably. So this will be 15 lands, Mock Sapphire, and Petal. Something to that effect. Or you know what I could do? I could cut the Carnosaur for the Blazing Root Walla with my discard effects. Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. That's kind of funny. Let's do it. Let's see. All of our fetches are perfect. We want to just go 5 and 5 here. Looks right. All right. Should be fun. Should be fun. So let's go off to round 1 here of the Vintage Cube Feeder League. Again, these ones, there are 80 play points to enter. You have to go 3-0 to get any prizes. So let's play. Let's hope we 3-0. Let's get a token. And then with that token, we can enter another event. And in that other event, hopefully we can do well to get a final token on the play here for round 1. How are we looking? Not amazing, not terrible. Can't say that top into Robber is a classic play. Actually, you know what we probably... Well, they mulliganed. Because they mulliganed, it might be right to play out the top on turn 1. Right? I'm at 7 cards. If I play land pass, I'm down to 6. They go up to 7, then land pass. They're at 6. I go back up to 7. I go to... I mean, I guess if they don't have a 1-drop, this works, and we want to save the land for discarding to Shredder. Sure. Maybe we'll hit a 0. Cauldra complete. All right, I have to imagine they're red-white. If they're running that, they probably have Stoneforge in their deck. There are not too many... I guess there could be some, like, artifact theme. Yeah, they for sure red-white. Look at that. Called it. So we want to go land... And we want to play Shredder before attacking so we get a trigger here. I guess we want to also trigger our Shredder as well. Discard more land. Maybe we can hit like a burn spell. We hit a Lotus Petal. All right. Might as well cast the Petal. Top. Say go. So with our top, we can continue to redraw it to re-trigger the Shredder, which is kind of neato. So we're going to kill my Mock Sapphire would be the guess. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Those are all pretty good. All right. Draw the top. So we'll go Fable plus top, trigger Shredder. If I want to, I can just discard the Thought Scour. It's probably fine, right? Start buffing up our shredder. We have a polluted delta on top as well, so we have 2 lands that we can shuffle away. Any bad cards with the top. Although I guess with Fable we could also, with the second chapter, discard 2 lands, or both of our lands rather. Let's see. Untap. Draw. Let's go ahead and draw. Okay, now we're going to discard 2 lands here. And we drew our own petal. Let's go top. Take a peek. Ooh, some goodies. Okay. Let's see here. So I guess let's draw the heat. Cast the heat on their token. Trigger. Redraw the top. Discard the petal. Attack for 5. Oh, they're gonna let us draw. Sweet. So we'll just go land pass here then. I can turn off their ability here if I want to. It's probably worth it, right? Deny them a rummage. I mean, they have 5 cards in their hand, but kind of like this play. Ooh, they have a gut. All right. No second spell cast, so no trigger of the shredder for us. We'll draw our dig through time. That's a good one. All right. Are there any cards in my deck that, other than that, I have Snapcaster, right, to care about graveyard? I guess technically Jace, but I don't care about eating all the cards. Oh, and then we have Dragon Rage Channeler. So we want to leave some random card types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Robber then. Nice. Okay, good. So we'll leave Artifact Land, Instant. There's the Snapcaster. I think I'm going to take Chain Snapcaster for a bunch of damage instead of taking True Name. Yeah, I kind of dig that. Then we can play the top trigger, get a loot. Don't need library anymore, obviously. I mean, Gut is kind of scary. We could just kill Gut. But I think I'm going to sit back. Philia, all right. Given that I'm 20, I'm not too concerned, and Worst case scenario, I can Snapcaster Unholy Heat. Lightning Bolt the Fable, alright. I can flicker my Shredder. Oh, I thought they were going to flicker my Shredder to reset the counters on it, but they're going to flicker their Fable to get another trigger, set of reset triggers, I guess. Sure. Right. I mean, they're just dead to the Shredder and whatnot now. They have one card in their hand, so we should pull this off. So we'll go Dragon Rage, top, trigger, discard, Madness. They have to trade the 2/2, and then we chain lightning. All right, nice. We will take game number 1. Given what we saw of them, probably just want to bring in the Carnosaur for like a 3 damage burn spell with a potential top end card. Can probably shave the Thought Scour now. I'll keep the Daze even though we're on the draw. We'll go off to game number 2. All right, game number 2. Uh, this is a keep hand, but it is not very good. I mean, we have some stuff we can do here. We have the Bobble to take a peek at our top card, and then we can shuffle it away with Delta if we want to. Oh, that's a good draw, of course. All right, so let's go Bobble. Island on top. We do not want to draw that. I guess I'll go ahead and play out the pedal. The only downside about playing out the pedal is that if we draw one of our cards that care about triggers, second spells, non-creature spells, I don't get that anymore, but I think I like holding up heat here. Okay, so that's going to be a 3/3 haste. That's annoying. Guess I can spin now. Yikes, these are really bad. I have Artifact and a land in my graveyard right now. We know we're drawing a bunch of garbage, so this game's looking pretty bad for us. Steel Seraph, you got it. So they're going to give their Etching of Kumano flying, perhaps? Yeah, I'm going to take 6 because of the Battle Cry. Well, maybe my fault for keeping a hand like this, huh? Let's take a peek. Ragavan. Well, Ragavan can't get through here. That will be our way to maybe get back. I need to attack and I guess hope they block. Okay. Maybe we can get lucky and Ragavan steal something. Let's kill the battle cry. The cost of my last treasure. Path. Okay. That actually isn't bad, because we have Ragavan and 2 lands, so I guess we just lose the Ragavan now, right? Go grab a mountain. And then after, recheck when they pass the turn, because maybe now we can find some better stuff. Okay, shoot. That's super awkward, isn't it? Discover into Force of Will? And there's no way around that, right? I guess I could not show them the Force of Will and draw the Discover into the top. Oh wait, I'm gonna need to Discover into the top regardless, aren't I? Yeah. I mean, I'm at 6 life, so. Not dead on board, but getting pretty close. Gut. That doesn't quite kill me. Oh, wait. They can sacrifice Gut himself, right? No, it says another. Never mind. You may sacrifice another. Okay. So I block here. I take 5 minutes. I'm at 1. Need to shuffle away the Force. Snapcaster Unholy Heat. Okay. Hold up. Well, I guess we want to draw the Mana Morphos first, don't we? I can actually spin once more before we want to Unholy Heat to see what we hit. Okay, Daze, Spell Pierce, Force of Will. I'm guessing the Spell Pierce is going to be more relevant here as a card I potentially want to draw. Can't attack because of Menace. Need them to try to cast like a 4th Ire Lingus or something. Land and pass would be good. Alright, I have to block. Okay. Now we want to draw the Force of Will because we can hard cast it. And then I think we'll draw Daze. But we can always shuffle around. Okay, land 7 and pass. They did have a bolt. All right. Got the Force for it. This is all. Okay. True name Nemesis. Do we want to draw that? It's probably good versus a random hasty creature. All right, they get 1 draw step. That ain't cutting it. All right, that should do. All right, we have trample. GG's. Nice. Woo! By the skin of our teeth. Like I said, scrappy little deck. 1-0 now. We need to win 2 more to get that token. Let's do it. All right, on to round number 2. As we continue to try to get some tokens. We're on the play with the turn 1 Jace, turn 2 Fable. So, very nice hand. You love to see it. Plateau. Another red-white deck, perhaps. And they got Chain Lightning for the Jace. Okay. Our curve is still pretty good here, of course. Chromatic Star. Pass. Whoa, they kept the 1-lander. All right, you like to see that. Let's go ahead and pitch both lands here. Those are some lovely hits. Force of Will here looking great. Well, can red-white beat a true name Nemesis while they've been falling behind? I don't know. I do not care about Figure of Destiny. It's a great draw as well. Okay, trade's good by me. I'm just going to pass. I'm going to hold the Thought Scour to discard to Force of Will. Or rather, exile the Force of Will. Robber of the Rich. I guess we'll just mind collapse that. Flare of Duplication. So they get to copy it and kill my reflection. That's fine. We don't actually care about that all that much. Ah, our own robber. Great. What you got for me? Yeah, land. Seasoned Pyromancer. All right, let's force that. And they scoop it up. Very good. Okay. So red-white beatdowns. Let's bring in the Carnosaur again. Let's cut the Thought Scour. Man, I wish I was a good sneak attack deck to just like beat up on the aggro decks. Not that we aren't beating up on the aggro decks, but if we were like a busted combo deck. I almost wonder if I should bring in Trinket Mage just to block some early crap and draw a card, you know? I think we're okay running it back, though. It is unfortunately not a keepable hand without a red source. This one's keepable, but also not great. Do I lose the Magda here? I think I'm gonna lose. Well, no, let's lose the Mind Collapse. No, let's lose the mag, though. This hand actually fuels into dig through time really, really quickly. Turn 1 robber is kind of interesting. I would get a trigger immediately. Okay, you know what? I like it. Hit a 0 would be insane. Stole their figure of destiny. Alright, no surprise there. Getting stomped. Maybe it was a little bit too greedy to go for it, but whatever. Alright, there's the giant. Let's chain that right now while they're tapped out. And Mind Collapse deals more damage anyways. Plus, I can sack a land for Mind Collapse if we really want to. That would actually allow me to cast Dig Through Time next turn if we wanted. Ooh, discard your hand, then investigate 4 times is pretty nice. Can only sack on my turn, right? Yeah. Let's see. As long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, it gets +2/+2 and has Menace. So once they put the star in their graveyard, the Channeler is going to turn into a 3/3. Let's go ahead and Mind Collapse, though. Now we can Dig Through Time. Actually, we want to leave our Chain Lightning in our graveyard, I'm pretty sure. So let's just full tap out. Ragavan. I guess Fable? We're pretty far behind, but at least they need to spend 2 mana every turn for the clue tokens. Alright, I'm going to take 6 here. We do get to Blitz or whatever, dash Ragavan. That was a very good draw, too. Hit an Embereth Shieldbreaker. Not terrible. I don't think we want to blow up a clue. I think we're just going to cast this as the creature and be able to Unholy Heat. Kumano faces Kakazan. Alright, that gives them a Surveil. They ping me down to 11. Draw. Land. Let's blow up the Surfer right now before they attack. DRC has to attack, so that means the Ragavan hopefully gets in again unless they have a 1-mana burn spell or another creature. Dang it. Puts me to 7. Brutal. Yeah, we're going to fall a little bit too far behind here. Our opening hand was just not good enough. And this is 4th Irelingus, it looks like. Absolutely. Okay, on to game 3. So Spell Pierce is still going to be good versus them. I mean, they do have a lot of cheap interaction as well. This is probably not going to be a great matchup. They have a lot of cheap threats and a lot of cheap interaction, so we're going to need to have a really good opening draw like our game one. True Name Nemesis looks like it does ruin their life. Almost debating throwing in the sneak attack with the Grizzle, but again, with such little card selection, going for that combo seems a little bit weak. I'll keep it. It's not very good. I think we're going to hold the bauble for now. And just hope they don't have a cheap creature. Because we have ways to get value off of holding the bauble for at least a turn or two, right? Okay, that's good. Actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and bauble. They're drawing a mountain. If I don't have a shuffle effect, I don't care about bobbling myself. I'm hoping they cast something that I can spell pierce. If they don't, okay. They're gonna need Mana Tithe here. Because True Name Nemesis on 3 is pretty gross. Excellent. And then Fable Hold Up Spell Pierce is gonna be disgusting. Bombardiers is insane. That's got Menace, so I can't block it. I probably need to, yeah, because 2/2 Menace Haste, Boast, sacrifice another creature or artifact deals damage equal to its equal to 2 plus the sacrifice permanent mana value to any target. Yeah. We're hoping that they go for like a 4th Irelingus here, but we have both Spell Pierce and Force of Will open for any shenanigans. Guts gross 2. Oh, should I have countered the gut? Whoops. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, make a 4/1. Yeah, so let's go Fable and pass. I probably should have forced the gut. Stomp the token. It's fine. It's fine. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So they're just gonna turn their Bone Crusher into a. Wait. Oh, Bone Crusher Giant prevents all damage. Oh my god, they played that well. I totally forgot about that. Right. That was a really good play by them. And a very bad play by me. Well, that's one way to throw away a True Name Nemesis. All right, Robber of the Rich. Nice hits. Give me my cards back. Wow. That was incredibly bad. So did I need to force the Bone Crusher? Man, the hidden text. Oliphant. 6/4 Trampler. Do we need to force that now? I would have to pitch Snapcaster. If I counter this, I feel like I'm going to lose to 4th Irelingus, but We flip our Fable. I get another attack with the Robber. I get a draw step. So don't love it, but here we are. Yeah. 3 cards left. Oh, a Bolt is one of them? That is not good. Kill 2 creatures, huh? Yikes. Gross Bolt. Okay. Oh, they lose their card types. So actually, I get to attack with the Robber and re-trigger because it lost being a 3/3. Okay, that was really good. Gotta make sure I play my land out first. Nice! I get a 3/3 that draws me an extra card every turn. Excellent. Okay. Wow, that might have saved us. Need to fade the 4th Irelingus. Three mana, 5/5 draw, potentially 4 cards. That is gross. That is not what we wanted to draw. That is what we wanted to draw, though. Holy crap, what a hit. Okay, that was probably our best possible top deck. So Snapcaster's gone, Dragon Rage Channeler is gone. So it doesn't really matter what we eat in our graveyard, except for Jace. 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Do I want to take the top instead of the Unholy Heat? I think so. That ability. Okay, so it doesn't turn off all clue tokens. This might be a mistake on their part, because now the Robber of the Rich triggers. Nice. We get to kill a clue and play out another 2/1. Okay. Oof, this game was looking a little bit dicey, but some very timely draws from us. Maybe a slight misstep by the opponent to match my misstep. 4th Irelingus is still something I'm concerned about, and it looks like if they're popping here, yeah. So this is 4th for 4 tokens. Or 5 tokens, I can't count. That doesn't kill us. It does turn their Dragon Rage Channeler back into a 3/3 flyer. Oh god, I'm actually living at 1 life here. Wait, so I have Manamorphose, Tidebinder. We're gonna re-trigger our Robber. Is it better to trade? What do I have in my deck still? I have Chain Lightning. What other burn for face? Is that it? Yeah, Chain Lightning is the only burn for face. If I take 5, I go to 8. I think I do need to trade here. Ah, we're gonna lose that 4th Irelingus. Okay, so this is gonna hit our Manamorphose, then we draw Tidebinder. Oh no. Oh no. Damn it, hit a land off of the top of their library. I don't know, did they surveil it on top? They might have. All right, now it's very bleak. I think we do want to Tidebind the ability. Doubt we're going to get much of another choice or chance. Ah, man, the 4th. That was the one card we were worried about. Ah, that'll do it. That'll do it. GG's. Because we know we don't have enough burn, and we don't have Snapcaster to draw for our burn. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9. GG's. That'll do it. And no, and so again, you have to go 3-0 for the event. So that's going to be it. That's going to be the end of our run. Like I said, this deck wasn't amazing by any means, but I think it was scrappy enough to potentially get there. What we needed to do, we needed to get a little bit fortunate with the matchups. We played against 2 creature decks, which I don't think this deck was going to be particularly well suited for, excuse me. We wanted to play against a more control-y deck, right? Where our cheap interaction and cheap threats could do that to them, but versus another creature deck, we were just like a worse version. And now, obviously, the True Name Nemesis block was horrendous, but the big punt that game was not countering the gut. That was what cost me. So, I think we could have won had I countered the gut. And then maybe there would have been a chance. Anyways, thanks for watching, friends. Hopefully you enjoyed. We will see you back next time for some more. Bye-bye.